So the village agents are part of CCS. We're Community Council for Somerset, organisation that was set up, I think, something like about 90 years ago originally, but really came to the fore around about 2012. Yeah, as I say, I'm sort of fairly new. But let me tell you, I'm going to read out what I've got here. Like I say, I'm confess straight away that I'm going to read off a script. So Somerset Village Agents work for the charity CCS. We work in and with communities to help all people lead better and more independent lives. We get referrals from hospitals, adult social care, doctor surgeries, parish councils, other charities and community groups, neighbours and people referring themselves. We can help people with all kinds of issues, from helping to find care, access to benefits, helping the homeless back into accommodation, helping people know what is in their community and to help and support them on their journey, reduce isolation and improve their well-being. We run schemes to help with transport and recycling old mobile phones to people that desperately need them. Just a couple of examples. Recently, during COVID lockdown, the village agents have been busier than ever. Thankfully, in Chard, there has been an excellent support group during this time, so we could mutually support the residents of Chard. We work with anyone over the age of 18, and in Somerset since March 20th, lockdown, the village and community agents have helped nearly 200 residents of Chard and the surrounding villages. We also run talking cafes, which usually are in Chard Library, but since lockdown, we've moved this onto Facebook Live, which is reaching over 1,000 viewings per broadcast. And overall, village and community agents have completed 61,306 actions to help people across all of Somerset. Talking Cafe Live have reached 43,669 people on various topics. So that's kind of, my little script there. Essentially, that is what we do. We try to help the community. So the village agents, and we cover the whole of Somerset, so we're dotted around. I cover Chard, we've got agents South Petherton, Yeovil, over into the Mendips, Taunton, and what we do is we try to help our communities, usually by bringing them help from within the community if we can, whether it be sort of local volunteers or we work with a lot of what we call micro providers, people that do care, cleaning, phone buddies, shopping, that sort of thing. We work with those. We also work an awful lot with volunteers. I mean, you mentioned something about, us being unsung heroes, but we've worked very much hand in hand with the local council. A lot of people giving up their own time to get shopping for people, get medication for people, be on the end of a phone, regular calls just to check on people who could be self-isolating. So we don't do it by ourselves, but we try to put people in touch with people. And if we can't do that, then we'll try and sort it out ourselves as best we can. So that's, kind of who we are. I'm going to sort of stop there and open it up and see if anyone has any questions, and then I'll see if I can expand further on anything.
Right, does anybody have any questions? Oh. Peter.
Hello.
Yes, Angela.
Hello, it was just to say thank you, because I'm part of the COVID-19 group in Chard. I've been doing it since April. And yeah, we've had a couple of village aid instances where they've called us and we helped each other. You've given us a contact that someone you were concerned about or whatever. So it's not really a question, it's more a case of thank you. And I saw the post on Facebook tonight and I was interested to know exactly what the village agents do. Might be something in the future I might be interested in. So just a thank you, really.
Okay, all right, well, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, that is what we do. We're here to sort of be a point of contact. Our referrals come in from so many, as I said, we get them from hospitals and social care. A lot of it comes from doctors' surgeries, because what we do, and we are part funded by the NHS themselves. And sometimes some of my colleagues, fellow agents, are actually directly funded by doctors' surgeries themselves, because what we do is we try to kind of ease their load a bit, because they'll get a lot of patients coming in that, you know, need help that's not necessarily the something for a GP to sort out. They may come in and you know, they may be looking for assistance with something, or they're lonely or whatever. So what we can do is we can kind of step in, kind of take that off the doctor surgeries and sort of put them in touch with the people that they need to speak to. Yeah, it keeps us pretty busy, but it is, you know, what we're looking for really, and we want people to come to us. We want people to refer to us. So, you know, wherever those things come from. I mean, one of the reasons that I was keen to come and speak to you all this evening is we rely on the communities to kind of be eyes and ears for the community. And it could be a neighbor, a friend, someone you see, someone you hear about, that you can always get in touch with and just say, I'm a bit concerned about someone, or someone has come to us and said, you know, I need help. I mean, I'm trying to think of some of the cases that we've had coming through today. Someone looking for a handyman, or someone that contacted us about the mobile phones. A chap that got in touch the other day trying to find out about grants for boilers. I mean, the kind of inquiries we get can go from, you know, one extreme to the other, but, you know, we're here to just try and answer the questions, try and sort things out for people.
I was just thinking from our, excuse me, from our side of things,
Yeah.
what is a particular problem in Chard that you think may need to be dealt with and looked at? I know, I appreciate the pandemic may have skewed things slightly, and I know you haven't been in the job very long. But for example, as I say, at the men's shed, we were approached to ask if we would make a table and chairs for a homeless guy. So is homelessness a problem? Is it young children not being able to find things to do? When I say young adults, should I say, is it a particular problem that, if the pandemic wasn't here, would need to be dealt with or looked at?
The pandemic's definitely, like you say, it's skewed things. It's put a different spin on things, and we have dealt with an awful lot of, you know, there's a lot of people lonely because they're self-isolating or needing shopping, needing help, you know, not wanting to go outside, being advised not to go outside. So it's I need help. I need something from outside to come in. So there's been a lot of that going on, but there's still, you know, very much, you know, ticking over, not so much in the background as such, but yeah, homelessness is a thing. I mean, for ourselves, I helped a colleague yesterday actually deliver a cooker to someone that had that was in need. They had basically, they'd sort of befriended someone, or someone had befriended them, and unfortunately took advantage and kind of stole a lot of their belongings, and that they didn't steal, they, you know, tried to wreck. So they were put in touch with us, I believe through adult social services, and what we did is we sort of, you know, tried to source new things for them, and you know, cooker bits and pieces like that. I'm trying to think sort of specifically.
People that have lost on the last 2 days of food, things like that. Have you been helping out with people that literally are on the breadline, who have been missed? They've been missed. We've had that where, you know, just like I said, there's people 2 days away, that's all they had left of food. Like you said about people that have been cuckooed or something like that, have been targeted. I think COVID-19 has actually highlighted a lot of the people that have been missed.
I think it has. I think it has, because
really has.
Yeah, because these helplines and things have been out there. It's kind of been made slightly more public that there are ways of getting help.
Yeah.
And all too often that is the case, that people don't know where to turn for help. But as you say, it's there are, you know, there's always a lot of people that are on the breadline and are, you know, about to run out of food or whatever it happens to be.
People that have genuine safeguarding issues that
yes,
have been missed as well.
Yeah.
Do you link in with a local doctor then? Because I know that village agents and my friends in Yeovil, they've got doctor surgeries that pay the village agents to liaise, like you said. Does Chard actually, the doctors approach you, the 3 doctors surgeries, do they approach you about issues as well?
Yeah, we get referrals from the doctor's surgeries for, again, a variety of things. It could be someone looking for help with caring for a family member. or you know, again, often it can be, you know, a patient of ours has been in and we're a little bit concerned because they're not getting shopping or they need help. It can be a lot of things. The doctors, and as I say, we're kind of trying to take a little bit of their work away from them, because they're being asked for things that, you know, aren't theirs to deal with, if you see what I mean. Like someone may come in with some sort of, you know, a injury, ailment, whatever it happens to be, and just mention the fact that they can't get out for shopping, or they could do with some help around the house or whatever. So yes, the surgeries will contact us directly and ask for assistance for you know, for patients of theirs.
Yeah, Peter, Pete, does all your work come through from referrals from other agencies, or is there a direct route to the village agent for people?
Yes, you could contact me directly, or you can contact CCS directly. A lot of stuff comes through. It can come from so many different directions, but people can contact us directly, and they often do. We will, you know, frequently we'll sort of, you know, take on a case, and that case can go on for quite a while, people needing assistance over a period of time. Or it may be that someone has heard about someone else. I had an email myself today, directly straight through to me, from, I believe it was a district nurse that kind of managed to grab my contact details from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, but she got in touch because she was looking for some help for a family member in Chard. So yes, the contacts can be very much direct.
Yeah, Bruce, you had a question?
I did actually.
Yes, John.
I'm president of Langport and Somerton Club, and in Langport we liaise with the village agent. We have a fund for them, and they approach us. They asked us to give them some money to lay a patio for a disabled lady.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing that, because we've got 2 builders in the club, we went and did it.
Even better, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we actually have a fund, and we're sitting on it because they haven't come and asked us for anything.
Okay, I'll mention that to, I think it's Chris over in Langport. I'll let him know that you've got some money you want to spend. Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, we have funds ourselves. We have, you know, grants and things that we can sort of access. I mean, that is another thing. Let's lead on to the money side of things for people that need it for something. You know, we can help directly. We have a warehouse over in Taunton, which we've just taken on fairly recently. Up to that point, I think most of my colleagues were just driving around with stuff in the backs of their cars or their garages. But over there at the moment, we have food. We have personal hygiene stuff, toothpaste, toothbrushes, that kind of thing. We've got a stack of books that were kindly donated to us by a publisher. We have a bed, we have a wheelchair, we have water bottles. We have all this stuff that is like directly available. If people come to us, and we can source it. If people need help for something else, then we can either put them in touch with, it could be welfare or benefits if it's something that they're not getting the income they should be getting. If it's someone looking for help to pay for something, then we can go out and we can find organizations, perhaps like yourselves, who can help. We can help them sort of, you know, do grant applications for things. And we will often go out and sort of contact, like the Men's Shed or, you know, yourselves or whatever, and just say, look, we have someone that has a need in your, you know, in your town or your village, whatever it happens to be. Can you help? So, you know, people come to us and ask for help. We usually then will either sort of put it out to someone straight away, or we may go out and simply ask for help ourselves and just say, we have this need. Someone has a need. Can you help us?
Dave, you had a question?
Yes, yeah. What I wanted to know was how far do we go with this? Because a lot of people are very, very, very proud themselves, individuals. I mean, I'm aware of somebody who lives not too far away from me. I've actually seen him today, and in a way, I do keep an eye on him. And during the COVID, well, we're still in the pandemic, actually, he actually ran out of toilet rolls. So, yeah, we actually gave him, you know, physically gave him toilet rolls, you know, so we can, carry on, like, sort of thing.
Yeah. Didn't need to expand on that one.
Yeah. But I mean, I just want, that person might feel like he doesn't want help, if you see what I mean. But
Yeah.
I feel, to a degree, I think he does need help. If you see, if you get my point.
It's that is a bit of a tricky one, and often people are, you know, too proud, or it may be that they, you know, they're just not aware of the situation they're in. And we will be contacted by someone saying, I am concerned about this person. You know, it could be a neighbor, it could be someone they've seen walking around the streets, it could be someone that they see, you know, like every day they go into town, they see someone that just doesn't seem to have anywhere to go. Yes, you can contact us. All the better if you've got a name, and then what we can do is we can sort of reach out to our contacts, local council, the volunteers that work with the local council, that kind of thing, and just say, look, there is this person. Have you had any contact? We can check our own systems and see if we've had contact. You know, at the end of the day, if there's a genuine concern for someone, then, you know, we can contact them. We don't necessarily have to say who has said that they may be in need, you know, anonymous tip-off, as it were. But we would much rather make a call to someone, and at the moment it's a lot of phone work rather than kind of actually arriving on the doorstep, although we are starting to get back to that. We would rather speak to someone and say, someone is concerned about you. And again, I had that just a couple of days ago. It was a family member that didn't live locally, who'd spoken to their sister actually, and said, I'm really concerned about them. The sister wasn't aware that they'd been in touch. They contacted us. I made the call and just sort of checked in on them and said, how are you doing? Someone is concerned about you. Are you okay? And I would rather someone say to me, yeah, no, actually, we're fine. We're fine. We did have a problem, but we've got it sorted out. And we got a lot of that. People that referred themselves, or referrals that come through. Someone needs something. Okay, pick up the phone. Do you need something? I did, but I'm okay now. Thank you. But we don't usually kind of leave it at that. We'll always investigate a little bit further just to make sure they are okay. You know, you're okay for food? Yes. Are you okay? Is anyone picking up medication for you? All right for that? You know, you okay around the house? Yeah, great. Is there anything you need at all? No, we're absolutely fine. Okay. And we'd rather someone say, I'm absolutely fine, but thanks for checking in on me. And we do get a lot of that. You know, a lot of people that say, you know, appreciate checking in, but we are genuinely okay. And then we've made that contact. We have said to them, we are here. You know, this is my business card, or this is my phone number, or this is our, you know, our office number in Taunton. If you need help, just reach out. Or it could be that, you know, by someone telling us they're concerned about someone, we may be able to do something. So yeah, how far can you go? As far as you need to. Let us know. Tell us what your concern is, and we'll see what we can do.
Perhaps I can pass you on a few more details later after this. So, yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. Like, so, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I was just wondering, Pete, if you could tell us a little bit more about the talking cafes, and sort of what support, if any, is available at those talking cafes.
Okay, so the talking cafes were very much a face-to-face thing. In Chard, they were in the library, and people could come along for a bit of company, or to discuss things, or you know, it may be that they would come along and say, you know, I need a bit of help with something. I don't know, I need help with care, I need help with a grant, I need, you know, or just want information. And that's, you know, that it was a point to sort of come and have a discussion. Because we can't do that at the moment, for obvious reasons, what we've done is we've taken it to Facebook, and we do a live talking cafe at 11 o'clock every day, every weekday. But what we're doing at the moment is, my colleagues are kind of taking turns to do it. I haven't done one yet. I'll have to volunteer at some point, I suppose, to sort of, you know, sit a bit like this really, and kind of talk. But rather than just sort of waiting for people to kind of ask a question, what we're doing is we're coming along with a subject to discuss. And it could be, you know, a few weeks ago when we had, you know, all the hot weather, we were talking about hydration, or it could be that we're talking about any number of subjects that affect people. You know, keeping fit, pets, hobbies, lots of stuff, and we will kind of, you know, sit there and kind of talk about it and you know, put that information across. But with these live things, people are able to kind of send messages through. So you log into the Facebook. So if you go onto Facebook and actually look for the Talking Cafes, then you should be able to get on there. And then you can actually put messages on there and say, great, can I ask a question about something? And people will often sort of pop up and ask questions about that particular subject, whatever it is. So that's how we're functioning at the moment. It's working well. We are reaching a lot of people. But it would be nice to actually get back to the physical face-to-face stuff where the subject itself doesn't matter and we can kind of move around to whatever the conversation happens to be. Hopefully that will be soon.
Is there anybody else has a question for Pete? No? Well, I think I always say is to thank Pete for joining us this evening.
Okay.
I think it's been very interesting. It's something we've heard about, but not really known about, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, well, we do a massive amount of work, and it would be great to kind of, you know, work with you, you know, whether it's you put stuff to us or us kind of reach out to you occasionally.
Yeah, I'm sure that's we'll be keen to look at that, Dave. I think you would agree there.
Yes, definitely. Obviously, the contact information. Well, there's several ways of contacting you now, anyway. But if we can have that to all of us, again straight away, I think it might be useful.
Sure. Well, I think Peter and Robin have both got my email address, which should have my mobile number on it.
Okay.
And also our head office number over in Taunton, because if I'm you know, on annual leave or whatever it happens to be, you can contact our phone lines in Taunton and it will go out to whichever the local agent is. I mean, if it's me specifically you need to speak to and it's not urgent, then a message can be passed on. Or if it's something you need help with straight away, then I've got a colleague that's just the other side of Ilminster, and
right.
you know, Chard is always covered. There's always someone around.
Yeah, I actually work in Taunton myself. You know, I don't know where your actual office is, but
it's tucked away. It's Viney Court.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Viney Court. Right.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course you
Is
can.
there any way of going down the road of potentially do volunteering with the village agents, or have even shadow for a day or something? I'd be really interested, because I've absolutely loved doing the COVID-19 group that comes to an end on Friday, and I've taken this year out before COVID happened, and rethinking what I want to do next year. What I definitely know I want to do next year is help people more than what I was doing in the logistics role I did for 23 years. So yeah, I'd be interested if that's something potentially. Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, again, sort of, you know, shadowing is a little bit difficult. In fact, I know it is. I'm going through most of my training at the moment remotely.
I get it. Going forward, if this is over,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of the volunteering, I mean, you know, the Chard COVID support group is you know, has disbanded, but there is this good
Friday. It does.
Oh, sorry, 24th is a date that's been kind of bouncing around.
Yeah.
But there is this Good Neighbours scheme, which is there to sort of try and encourage people that have been volunteering to perhaps continue to do it. Maybe if it, you know, a couple of hours a week or whatever people can spare, but to try and keep that going, because the way that people have rallied around is just absolutely amazing. It's incredible what people have done, like yourself, that have just said, tell me what you need and I'll go and do it.
I'm very proud. I've been based at the Guildhall help coordinate beneficiaries and volunteers, and you know, Chard gets knocked a lot, let's put it that way, and I think we've been outstanding.
Oh, do you know, the support group, the support group in Chard is one of the best in this county, and I'm going on what's been said to me by my colleagues. Bear in mind, a lot of the work had been done before I even started with the organisation, and people just say the Chard group have just been absolutely amazing. So
look out, because we've got a little film coming out with my neighbour who's a professional filmmaker. We've made a little lockdown film about Chard. So
great.
In the autumn, hopefully that'll be out. So
Sounds good. But yeah, what I'll do, I mean, like I say, Peter or Robin, do you want to just circulate my contact details?
If you're happy for us to do that, then
Absolutely.
we will do.
Yes, please. Yeah,
Lovely.
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Make sure that everyone's got my details. If anyone has any questions, please get in touch. Dave, if there are details you want to pass over to me, get in touch. Angela, again, you know, stay in touch. Let me know what you need or what we can help with.
Yeah. And although the COVID-19 group is finishing on Friday, the phone buddy side of it, we'll still be continuing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the of course we have that situation now where although COVID-19 have got all the details of our current phone buddies and all their contact details, their addresses and that, they're not allowed to pass it over to the organisation who will be taking it on. So we're having to phone round now and get their agreement to hold their addresses, etc.
Okay.
For the new scheme.
Okay, well that is handy. And again, you know, I mean, circulate my details, but if there are any details that you know, might be handy for us, i.e., you know, phone buddy, something like that, please do let me know. I mean, the inquiries that we're getting every day for stuff, it's always helpful to know who I can kind of grab the details for and just sort of get in touch.
Yeah, well, I will pass your details on to Georgina, who is one of the people who's looking at the continuing phone buddy system.
Brilliant, great. Yes, please. Yeah.
But if nothing else, and just as I say, it's just to say thank you very much, Pete. It's been a very, you know, sort of interesting talk. It's good to know, good to see you and meet you remotely.
Apologies, it's a little bit scruffy. I'm working off a script. Like I say, the experience will come, but you can always, if I don't know an answer to a question, ask me a question. If I don't know the answer, I'll go and find out for you. But again, thanks for having me. Yeah,
that's fine. And so, you know, we would normally what we would do was give you a round of applause. It's a bit difficult. Oh, sorry, Paul, did you want to say something?
Thank you.
Paul?
You need to unmute yourself, Paul. That's it.
That was my clapping hand.
That was your clapping hand, was it? Sorry.
Clapping hand.
You can't do that. Yes, use the reactions.
And that's the thumbs up sign. I don't know. I'll do that.
Thank you, Paul. I'll take that. that. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. You're welcome. We do have a little bit of business to do. You're welcome to stay on with us, or you know, you're perfectly free to go. And the same with you, Angela.
Yeah, I've got to go and get my kids to bed. So but thanks again, everyone. Hopefully I'll speak to you very soon.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Pete.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pete.
All right. Let's.
Yeah, thank you, David. We'll leave you to your meeting, but very nice to see you all. And when things improve, we'll get out to see you.
Yeah. Thank you, Joy. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you this evening. Hope you'll be joining us again sometime in the near future. I hope that was very informative, that little talk.
It was very, very useful. Yeah.
Yes, good. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Over to you, Dave. It's your meeting now.
Right. We've got 100 club. I don't know if Barry would like to do that now.
Yeah, no problem.
Before it slips my mind, as if it would.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to pull them out myself. My wife's picking peas at the moment.
Yeah.
So the first number, this is for July, so I know we're nearly late. Number 16, 16. Oh, I don't believe it. Dave Bulmer.
Really?
Well done, Dave.
Thank you.
I'll try and mix them up again. The second one is number 39. And number 39 is Linda LaTaylor. So well done, both of you.
Linda who?
LaTaylor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
President of Inner Wheel.
That's the lady. Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Right. Thank you, Barry, for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I think my winnings really, as president, ought to go straight back into the funds. to be honest with you.
Completely up to you.
Yes, I think that's the best option for that.
That's very kind.
Your instruction is for me to leave it in the account.
Leave it in the account. Yes, for to add to the check that I'm going to give you probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay. Right. I did mention to Michael. Michael, have you got anything to add? Michael Blackmore, that is.
About what?
We did. I did email about insurance and club council or anything like that. Yeah, just you want to keep members up to speed with that, or
Well, insurance, I'll do a little note.
Yeah. Okay.
Me pontificating now. Most people can look it up, but I'll point them in the right direction.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
There is a very informative booklet on the district, my Rotary website, which contains all the details that anyone could ever want.
Right.
Whether it answered Bob's question is another matter.
I haven't done it yet.
Right.
No, I don't think it will.
But if you can summarise, that's be a wonderful job, Mr. Secretary.
Bulk of it is public liability and running events.
Right.
And telling you when you shouldn't do anything without going to the
Right.
Okay.
Your question about monetary limits really only seems relevant in terms of taking money to and from the bank.
Okay.
Right. We do. Michael,
Well, Mr. President, can I just ask you, on officers, are we any further forward, or from what you told me the other day? Committee chairman, Dave's muted again.
Dave, you're muted.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I pressed that at the wrong time. Yeah. Beg your pardon, Michael. No, not from what else I've told you. Was it yesterday, day before? Yeah.
If I speak to you in the next 2 or 3 days, and I'll send a note to everyone.
Yeah.
Saying where we are really.
Okay. Right.
As far as club council is concerned, there was a suggestion that we have a club council meeting next week.
Yes. Yeah.
At the moment, club council would consist of the officers.
Yes.
Immediate, past, president, the 2 deputies, secretary, and the treasurer. Yeah. Then I would suggest that we put our heads together and agree, or put a proposal for everyone else as to what extent we add to that.
Well, can I suggest that for next week's meeting, I've moved the speaker we had for next week forward a week to the week after. So Vince will be coming to give us a talk on the situation with the museum the week after next.
Yeah.
So, I suggested we make next week's meeting purely a business and club council meeting, and sort of that can be sorted out then.
Yeah, and perhaps Bob could then just be prepared to give a few figures.
Yeah.
In his role as treasurer. Is that all right, Bob?
Sorry, I missed that, Michael.
Would you be able to just produce a few figures for next week?
It's been on the dining room table for 3 weeks now, and I've been going through not such an energetic period, as you can appreciate, but it's there to put my mind to it. And now you've given me a deadline.
Okay.
Bob,
I will react to that deadline, sir.
Bob, if when you've got it, you send me you email.
Nothing like a deadline.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Thank you, Bob.
Bob, if when you've got it, you email me a copy, then I can share it on screen next week with everybody.
That'd be a good idea. And Mr. President, Robin, did you see the email from?
I did.
I mean, I don't think we haven't got much historic stuff on our website.
We've got no problem. I mean, that really didn't surprise me that they've just been allowing stuff to build up and build up and build up. I mean, this isn't the district website. This is the RIBI website. thing, and they've suddenly found that it's slowing out. There's so much old stuff on there that it's slowing present day operations down.
Basically, that members, they're inviting club secretaries or administrators like Robin to clean up their own section of the website, because some clubs have got a lot of stuff on it, and that is slowing everything down.
Yeah,
they're in the process of doing it, and if we don't do it ourselves, they'll do it for us. But we haven't got much historic stuff. But some clubs do have a large quantity of past events and photos and all sorts which you can access, but which is slowing the whole process up.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah.
Going back to the accounts, if I may, my usual procedure is to send a copy to everybody via email.
You do.
Is that your wish, or do you wish me not to?
I think that's probably the best thing to do. That actually.
If they've got it, if they've got it before next week's meeting, they've got time to note down the questions.
Yeah. If they've got any questions, they can raise it with any of us. And
okay,
that's probably the best thing, isn't it? Yeah. Right. If I go through everybody's names, see if they want to add anything. I'll start off. Eric's at the top of the list there. So.
For me, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Michael, have you got anything further to add?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Bob?
Yeah, well, yeah. We've had toing and froing with this jazz night, and we're now clashing with the church.
Yeah.
I printed off the list of all the bookings from their website, and thinking what Peter said and what Robin has said about the church and the choral society, it may be a good idea to come back to November, which will be this next, not November next, but next year, 2021, rather than go forward to March 2022. Now, in November 2021, if you look at the Saturdays, on the 12th of November, which is a Friday, they're at Bursledon, and Bursledon is Hampshire, and they all live that way anyway. So to come down here the following night would be okay if we wanted that. That's the 13th, or we could have the 20th, which are 2 dates in November, or the 27th. But it's what you suggested we talk about it tonight, see what people think.
Yeah. Well, obviously, November 2021, Peter will be president then, won't he?
Sorry?
Peter will be president then.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm obviously happy with that. Because I think we need to make it happen. I'll let Peter come in and see what he thinks a minute.
Or, of course, you can, if you want to have it in your year, then you would go for May or June.
Yeah. Can I just say, the only thing with November, I mean, November we would normally have the presidency, the charter evening celebration.
Yeah.
Would members want 2 significant events in the same month?
Well, I was thinking about May time as perhaps a suitable time of year to hold this jazz night. Obviously, I would need to make inquiries with the church first, because we start getting into the wedding season, etc., etc. But yeah, I must admit, May time was something that was passing through my mind.
Well, Easter next year is the middle of May, and they're down at Kingsbridge on the 4th of May. If you've got a diary in front of you quickly, is the 4th of May a Friday?
No, it's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. It's Friday the 7th of May.
Does it
Friday
matter
the
what day
7th.
it's on? Does it have to be a Friday?
Well, we've gone for a Saturday before, haven't we?
Yeah, it could be any day, whatever suits.
Is what, you know, if we're going to get people working, but then I don't mind. The only dates that we've got booked for May of next year, the band, they got the 4th and 5th of May, and they got the 22nd and 23rd of May.
All right.
The weekend in between is Easter week, so you wouldn't get that.
Easter week. What, in May?
Sorry,
not May. That can't be right.
Sorry. April the 15th and Easter.
Yeah.
I go for the 14th of May.
Well, what I'll do is I'll make a few inquiries with the church and see what's in their diary, and then I'll come back to everyone with dates to avoid. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy to go for a date in May if Dave's happy with that.
The 15th is out for me, but I'm only one. Well, we're only 2 people, but you got Saturday the 8th. So Saturday the 8th of May, is free for the band.
Right.
I would suggest the probability is in May. With the way things are going in May, you might be better with a Friday than a Saturday. Saturdays may well be taken up with weddings.
Right. Yeah, well, that's our thing on the Saturday.
Yeah.
So, well, I can get back to the band and do whatever you like, but I need some guidance.
Well, as Peter said, let him check with the church and see what the situation is.
Yeah, what I'll do, Bob, is I'll phone the church tomorrow. I think the office is open on Wednesday.
Right.
And I'll check the dates and then I'll email you straight away. If everyone's happy with the 8th of May and it's free, I will book it and I'll let everyone know.
Well, are we looking at Friday or Saturday?
Whatever's available.
Whatever's available. Yeah, definitely. Friday.
People don't like coming out on a Saturday for some reason.
They what?
Used to be the most popular night. It isn't now.
Saturday is the popular night. Yeah.
So what Dick's saying is Saturday is not the most popular night.
Dick's saying it's not the popular night.
Oh, right.
Okay, I'll go for a Friday. I'll see what's available.
Okay.
I'll give him a phone call tomorrow and I'll get back to everyone and take it.
So is that the consensus of everybody tonight?
Yeah.
Because they'll go book it if we haven't got the club support.
Can we get everybody to show a little yellow thumbs up or something?
Well, I haven't got that, but
right.
I think everybody in the main is. Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
I've got all sorts happening here.
I don't know where my thumb is, but it doesn't matter.
All right, go on. Reactions and
reactions at the bottom.
Reactions at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
The majority have obviously said that's all right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put mine up again. Right.
All right, Peter.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just making some notes.
Right. Thanks again, Peter, for doing that. And Bob, for that matter.
Okay.
Right then, who haven't there's quite a few of you I haven't come to yet. Dick.
Yeah.
Have you got anything you'd like to share with us or add?
No, thank you. No.
Okay.
President.
Right. Thank you. Peter, anything else?
Only as we discussed the other day, Dave, I'm quite happy to do a quiz night at the fundraiser.
Oh, yeah.
If everyone's happy with that. I've been told that Sunday night is a popular night. I can do a 4-rounder perhaps £5 donation for the quiz night. I was thinking of £2 if someone wants to help with a question, a further £2 donation, and perhaps another £5 where each team can actually have an answer for one question throughout the quiz. But it's a matter of, I don't know about the logistics of it, Robin, but it's a matter of inviting other people, friends and neighbours, to the meeting to try and get as much money together. If it's successful, I'm quite happy to do it on a regular basis. Funnily enough, I just saw a thing from Toxeter Rotary Club, who actually have raised quite a lot of money through their online quiz nights. But I'm happy to do it if everyone's in agreement to raise a bit of funds during this lockdown period.
Unless we don't try, we're never going to know. So again, I think if we show a thumbs up for trying, you need to explore a little bit more, Peter. Like, be grateful. All right.
Yeah, I was thinking of adding little things in there, like a scavenger hunt between rounds if people have happy with that. Like, for example, you get an extra point for the first person to show a tin of baked beans, or just to make it a fun night as well.
I'll make sure I've got a tin of baked beans sitting down on the floor waiting.
Well, it might not be baked beans, Robbie.
Might pay a £5 for the answers.
Can I ask you, Peter, have you given any more thought to how you collect the money?
Well, I mean, I did discuss it with you, and I understand what you're saying. It's a £5, but I was thinking, well, a £5 donation is no different to collecting £20, if that makes sense.
No, a £5 donation, if everybody does it by backs, is simple. But there are quite a few members of the club that don't use backs.
No.
And then you're going to have checks come in. You've got to post the check. If everybody's happy with that, it'll come in dribs and drabs, but it won't be all available, you know, on the night. Well, if you're going to get members and friends outside, then it starts to get a little bit unwieldy.
Okay.
It's not from a fundraising point of view. I don't think I think you need to involve people from outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise all you're doing yet again is raising money.
Asking
Rotarians to fund it.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking we can do the experiment. If it's a problem if you're worried about collecting money, I'm happy to drive around to people's addresses and take the £5 cash off them. And I will keep a note during the night, for example, if somebody wants to pay an extra £2 for help with a question, and I will go around and collect that as well.
Bring your bucket and spade up here.
Yes.
It's just an option, because if you said to, you know, somebody down the road, would you like to come in for our quiz? Cost you a £5. Would you post it to Mr. Jackson? We need to think it through.
Yeah.
Or give it a try.
I think we give it a try and see where we go. I mean, I think, Peter, you and I need to discuss how we sort of organise it in terms of. I think obviously, you know, you will be looking at putting it on Facebook with a link to the quiz. Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, we can do it. We can, as far as Rotary is concerned, Rotary clubs are concerned, we can do it through. We can promote it through the district website. So any other clubs that want to take part, people from other clubs that want to take part, can do it. Contact us through there.
Yeah.
I think it has proven that it works, because, as I say, one club already does it, and it was something circulated by RMBI that this club was actually doing it, and they'd raised substantial amount of money.
Peter, is it worth you dropping going into that club's website and dropping an inquiry to them how they deal with the money side of it?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Toxeter, wasn't it, you said?
Yeah,
I think
yeah. Well, you'll be able to go in. You'll be able to go into your talkto website, and there will be a contact button on, a contact button on there, the same as there is on ours, which will go through to one of their members.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's just one more thing, Dave, that we talked about. Obviously, it's the 75th anniversary coming up. I'm quite happy to put together a mosaic of photographs going back, if anyone's got them, to give them to me and Photoshop some photographs together to celebrate the 75th anniversary.
You only need to make one call, Peter, and that's Michael. He's been the club photographer since I've ever known him.
Yeah. And also any anecdotes. Robin suggested, I think, there may be an old president's book.
Michael should have the president's yearbook.
I have one, yes. I haven't been met up for years, though.
We used to keep an annual record of what went on.
Yeah.
If you remember rightly, Bob, every president used to write their annual report, didn't they?
They did.
100 years ago.
It might have slipped a year or two.
Quite a few years.
I better start something now then.
Yeah. Yeah. Start writing, Dave.
There used to be within the archives the original one from 1945, because I've seen that.
Yes. Well, actually, not strictly true, Tony. It wasn't done. It wasn't actually the first section of that book is a compilation of about 5 years that somebody sat down and went back through the first 5 years records and put it together.
Cool.
It was early on anyway.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But I know you're very busy, Dave, with what you've got on, but I'm quite happy to collate all that for you and put it together in a package.
Okay.
To be used later on.
Yeah. And if you've got the time, Peter, like, yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I'll help in whatever I can do, like, sort of thing. So, yes.
But I do quite enjoy ferreting around in things like that, being an ex-tech. So I do like ferreting around and turning over stones and seeing what's underneath, so to speak. And,
yeah.
John Barry wrote a whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just on banners.
Yes, he did.
Just 1 year.
He did.
There is a gentleman in Chard who brings up all these old photos of the town. Actually, I just wonder if he's got anything there. Marilyn knows his name. I can't think what he's called.
I mean, Dave Whedon used to have all the archive photos.
He did. Yes. Yeah.
But,
He's called Mark Rosser. Mark Rosser. R-O-S-S-E-R.
Yeah, don't think it was that one. Somebody else.
He's got lots.
Yeah.
Michael Froome would be the guy to approach, because he's got most of David Whedon's photographs.
Yeah.
And I've got an enormous number of glass plates here from David's very early work. There might well be something to do with the Rotary Club in that, if I can wade through it. But I've got boxes of the stuff.
Really? That'd be useful, Stanley. Yeah. Right. What's you there, Stanley? Have you got anything else you want to add? Yeah.
No, nothing at all, except congratulations to Peter on his new
yes.
Yes.
grandpa.
Yeah. Twins as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yes.
One.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was all a bit with. She went there for a checkup, but the test came back to suggest Lucy was suffering from preeclampsia. So the consultant thought, well, you're not going home today, sweetheart. We're going to have a bit of a party in the operating theatre. So yeah.
Anyway, many congratulations.
Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay. Got John Stotesbury here as well. His name. John.
Nothing from me, Mr. President.
Right. Thank you, John. Yeah, I'm glad you can join us again.
Well, I was
so easy.
I left my screen on as I did write up my president's year.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. I remember it well.
Right. Tony, well, you're on screen now. Have you got any?
I don't think I've got anything to add that I haven't already said.
Right.
The guy who gave a talk tonight was very interesting, but the thing that he left out